The first of two homes that we want to show you on this Oklahoma Horticultural Society garden tour preview is the home of Bill and Cindy Stewart. Now, the Stewarts vacation and travel in England quite a bit, and they've fallen in love with the cottage style of gardens and architecture in some of the areas in England. You can definitely tell that by the architecture of their home and some of the gardens here around their home. This is a wonderful little private courtyard area with the masses of pink wax leaf begonias and the Foster's holly. Really make this a nice, tranquil, secluded spot in their gardens here. Well, the rock work around this garden is just incredible, especially these fences. Cindy tells us that these fences are quite prominent in the Cotswolds area of England, and they definitely wanted to include some of those when they did the designs around their home. Cindy has done a remarkable job designing her gardens. I can tell she had a lot of fun creating this wonderful planting in this rock wall. I love the effect she's got going here with these small plants like the alyssum and the sedums and other plants kind of spilling among the rocks on the wall. You can see she also has some rose moss or portulaca. This plant is very well at home here in this well-drained bed here with the rock wall to also spill over. Well, here in the front of the home is a wonderful specimen plant, very nice, large evergreen. This is the weeping Alaskan white cedar, or Chamaecyparis nucatensis pendula. And I just love those pendulous branches hanging down, giving a wonderful draping effect to this part of the landscape. Well, right here is something very unique that the Stewarts brought back from England. We see several of these around the property. These are actually antique feeding troughs that they brought over from England. This is not hypertufa. This is actually the real thing. Actual antique troughs make wonderful planters. They've got several of those around the place. You really do get the full experience of being in a cottage garden in this area behind the Stewarts' home near their pool. I love the choice of plants they've used in this garden. We've got some wonderful Malva sylvestris behind here with these two-colored purple flowers, and right over here we've got the sunny border blue veronica, Russian sage just getting ready to come into bloom right back here, and I really like this area with the different larkspurs coming up through the little metal bistro set. Just love that effect of those really soft colors. And also keeping true to the cottage garden theme, we've got just a mix of different perennials and shrubs in this area with the coreopsis, and then this rose here is the Gertrude Jekyll rose. Wonderful selection, and again we've got another salvia right here, little blue heel or blue mound salvia. Another very European element to the Stewarts' garden is this area. It's laid out in the fashion of a parterre, a French word meaning on the ground, and pretty soon they will have large masses of colorful begonias in these center areas bordered by this boxwood. I really like this element of the garden. It's a very antique dovecote that was actually imported from England. Fits very well into the center of this garden. Well, the water feature that the Stewarts have in their backyard is spectacular. It's made up of a series of pools connected by long streams, and the edge of the water feature is very natural in appearance because of the turf grass that comes right down to the edge to meet the water. And I love the use of the natural stone. The stream is shallow in some parts with the rocks kind of poking up out of the water, also giving a very natural appearance. And then down at the end of this very long water feature is this wonderful little rock bridge with a grass pathway over the little stream. So as you can see, there are plenty of features to be enjoyed here at the Stewart's home. So make a wonderful stop on the Oklahoma Horticultural Society garden tour. The second home on our Oklahoma Horticultural Society garden tour preview that we want to show you today is a home of Rod and Joan Freitas. It's a very nice Spanish-style home with an interesting landscape. A person who's done a lot of the design and installation of the garden is Brent Satterley.
Hi.
Hi, Brent. Brent is with Satterley Landscape Nursery here in Oklahoma City. And Brent, how long have you guys been working on this garden?
Well, the latest project we've been working on, we've been working for about 2 years. Did a design, for a back area. They were having trouble with drainage and no grass growing under their trees and things like that. So they gave me a call and asked me to come over and take a look, and that's where it all started. Now we've turned into quite a landscape now.
So you
Looks
just
great.
kept adding more and more elements.
Yes, we sure did. We got most of the shrubs and trees designed in, and there's some walls and pathways. All that got installed first, and then around that we went in with some flowering shrubs and perennials and different things to accent and highlight the landscape.
Okay. So lots of hardscape and then a lot of plants to go with it.
There sure is. Too many varieties almost for one person to have, but it's really an exciting garden.
All right. Well, this fountain behind us here is very pleasant sounding, and the tile work was designed by the owner.
Yeah, Joan designed this. She asked me to come up with a fountain idea for this area. So we came up with maybe doing some lion heads, and she went through and picked out the tile and was scrutinized, and it took a long time picking it out, but she came out with a real happy end effect with it.
Okay, it looks really nice. Let's take a look at this garden in the back here.
Well, sounds good.
Well, Brent, I really like the area back here. You've got lots of different heights and different hardscape and lots of plant material, and just a wonderful mix of different design elements. Can you tell us a little bit about what you were going for, and just a little bit about this area of the garden?
Well, sure. The Mexican feather grass I really like. It just gets that nice height, and it's just a wispy plant that moves a lot with the wind, which adds a little excitement in here. A lot of perennials came in with some of the blue flowers and some red flowers, but the gold foliage is another tie-in I like to use. Just all the different contrast changes really just adds something to look at all the time, something different.
You do have a lot of gold foliage, and you've got the purple and blue flowering plants to go with it, and then you got these other blue elements in the garden.
Yeah, we used the blue bird bath and the ceramic globe there, really to kind of tie in with the fountain on the patio here. And the blue against the gold just seems to be really a good contrast. Just bounces excellent off of each other.
Absolutely. So when you guys put in this pathway, you already had this low retaining wall to work with.
Right. Yeah.
You added another.
At one point was a little patio area in itself. I think it just over time really got cracked up and beaten up, and it just almost become dirt by the time we got started over here. So we thought the flagstone would really blend in well with it, and then going on with the stone from here.
Okay. And then the other wall up above, you just wanted to add some height.
I wanted some height, and at the same time the face of the wall just adds, every rock is its own special look, and
yeah.
I just really like the way it just flows together like that. And then it's also an excellent background for several different colors of plants and blooms.
It is a nice background. I love that rock work.
It's just pleasing to the eye.
Absolutely. I love the golden elm here. Which cultivar is that?
It's a golden ray lacebark elm. I like it too, just because up in the sky where all the trees are and the leaves and everything, there's a lot of green. So when you come in with some golds or red or just anything different than the regular green, it really, again, gives you an excellent contrast. Something just that catches your eye right off the bat.
Absolutely, it really stands out. And the yuccas I really love. The golden variegation on those yuccas. Which cultivar is that?
That's Garland Gold yucca. I like it too. It's, you know, goes with the Spanish style real well, but at the same time ties the gold in and has those excellent spire blooms like that. It's just going to be beautiful when they open up.
Okay. Well, I notice you have a lot of plants for butterflies in the garden. Is there a particular reason for that?
Yes, there is. The front of the house, there's a little sign up there in tile that says Casa Mariposa, which means the butterfly house. So we wanted to, I just thought in my own mind, let's put some plants that have the word butterfly in them. So we used several different things, and butterfly weed was one.
The tropical butterfly weed we got here.
Beautiful orange flowers, really a good color, but at the same time we're going to have several butterflies coming around this summer.
And some of the other butterfly plants you have
We have butterfly Japanese maple, butterfly rose, it's got an interesting kind of a bluish foliage, and then multicolored blooms going from orange to yellow to red to white, you know, all mixed together in there. But again, you know, just the butterfly, I like the way it blends in with the name of the house.
Sure.
And at the same time, they're all fun plants, so
Absolutely.
it really goes into a landscape well.
Really neat theme.
It sure is.
Well, right over here is a plant that I really like, Brent. This plant that someone may look at and say, well, is that really alive or is it dead?
That's the every time I look at it question.
What do we got here?
Leatherleaf sedge. Another little nickname for it is zombie grass because
Zombie
of that.
grass. Okay.
Is it alive or dead? But I like it, again, you know, it ties with the wall real well there, but it also gives you almost a Santa Fe little, just a neat look.
Absolutely. It's
something different.
It's a wonderful plant. I really like that plant.
And even something that just has regular green leaves can look great right next to it.
Absolutely. Well, Brent, I really like the water feature that you designed for the Fratises here in this shady part of the garden. I like the large rocks and just the wonderful shape of these two pools. And this hosta really adds so much here at the base of this redbud. Which one is that?
Sum and Substance hosta. It's a real large grower with huge leaves on it. That's, you know, one of the neater things about it, I think. But at the same time, you know, you've got your sandstone and big gold leaves really look good laying on top of that.
You've got even more gold with some of the yew that you've got in the garden here. Which cultivar is that yew?
That is dwarf golden yew.
Okay.
It's a nice one. The spring growth is real bright gold, and it does tend to green up towards the end of summer. But that spring burst sure adds a nice contrast.
Okay, well, you certainly have a good contrast back here with these coral bells and that butterfly Japanese maple. I love the effect you've got going there.
Well, it looks beautiful. The purple foliage, this is pewter veil coral bells, and the contrast here is amazing. I really like the purple, and then the green and white variegation on the maple just reflect each other very well.
Excellent combination. So there's a story, I understand, about the blue herons, the bronze sculptures here in the garden?
Well, they are made in Africa, in Zimbabwe, out of recycled oil drums, and I couldn't think of a better way to do that, recycling.
Absolutely.
But we brought them in order to not invite the blue heron over here to feed on our fish in the stream and pond. So just adding one of those. They are a bird that likes their own pond, so maybe if they see this up here, they'll leave it alone.
They'll know this one's taken and
It's taken.
Leave the fish alone.
You betcha.
Okay, good idea. Well, Brent, this is really a really nice, cool area, very shaded here on the side of the house. Got this large cottonwood here, and I love the again the patio, the flagstone that you guys have put in.
It's gorgeous.
And the containers that are sitting around are very nice also.
Well, they've definitely got some unusual varieties in the containers. Calvert's Plant Interiors here in the city does their containers for them every year, and they just do an excellent job with the different colors and textures.
They're really large and really add a lot of interest to the area.
They really do. They were only potted up about a month ago, and they're already full grown looking.
Incredible.
So yeah, that looks really nice.
Well, right here you've got a patch of roses that I'm just amazed that they look so healthy, for one, in the shade, in this much shade, and they're blooming. beneath this huge cottonwood tree. Can you tell us the story about these roses?
Well, sure. They're a Maitland varieties of roses, real disease resistant. They bloom very readily all summer. They do like a little deadheading. This was my first project I was involved with here about 15 years ago. My father designed this area around the cottonwood, and I remember planting all these roses when they were babies, and here they are still doing great, 15 years later.
Well, that's a testament of how tough a rose that is.
It definitely is.
Being here that long, and really nice plants, and you can tell they don't have many problems.
Yeah, just good colors too. Nice to have that in the shade.
Very nice addition to this area. Well, we'd just like to thank the Freitas for opening up their garden for the Horticultural Society tour, and also allowing our crew to come in and take a look at the gardens. And Brent, thanks a lot for showing us around.
Thank you very much.
Very nice design work.
Well, thank you. Good to see you.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge.